Are we live? Let me check first. We're live. Woo. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, Adam G, your online inspirational talk show. Guys, today marks a very special night for me as I am just so blown away for this wonderful woman who I am about to interview in a little while because I did not expect her camp to say yes to me for this interview considering her busy schedule. To be honest, guys, I am so overwhelmed with emotion and excitement when she finally decided to sign up for Miss Universe Thailand again. And I've already met her before and I've been following her journey since 2018, and I am just really amazed at how she has trailblazed to become one of her country's most revered and respectable beauty queens to date. So, as you can see, guys, on stage as a charismatic speaker and as a courageous advocate in her own right, this woman has really defiantly asserted the role of women in her country in its utmost unyielding and relentless. So here she is. It's my privilege to finally reconnect with her after a long while, after 4 years. So please say hello to Miss Universe Thailand 2022 candidate, Nicolene Limsnukan. Hi, Nicolene.
Hi, everybody. สวัสดีค่ะ Hello. Hello, Adam.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
it's my
gracing my
pleasure, my absolute pleasure being here today.
I'm so sorry for the long introduction
Oh, no
because not
worries.
only
You're flattering me. I was like listening. I was like, wow, what a fantastic speech.
because I've really followed your pageant journey and I'm really amazed
Yes.
at the level of success that you have achieved for the
Thank you.
past
We've known
3
each
years.
other for 4 years. Yeah, it
Yeah,
really means a lot. You've like been with me through all those 4 years. It really means a lot. So thank you so much.
yeah. It flew by so fast that
Right,
wow, I
right.
can't believe it. I went there 4 years ago to watch your pageant.
Yes.
And I already saw your potential then,
Oh,
even
thank
if
you.
you were still a pageant neophyte then.
Yes, yes, I was a little baby back then.
A little because you were, I think, only 19 years old,
Yes,
right?
I was 19.
Yeah, there were. I don't know if you can see the comment section here, but there are so many
Let's
Thai fans greeting you.
see.
But unfortunately, I
Ooh,
couldn't read them because I don't understand Thai language. So
honestly,
I'll
Adam,
just
I can read them, but if it's anything that's like too long, I'm gonna start reading them a little bit slower. So
Yeah, so Lopun Sak, hello from she's it's in Thai. I can no longer say that. But I'll just greet everyone who's speaking in English. Hi Nicolene from Will Buhain here in the Philippines. You are a breath of fresh
oh,
air this
hello.
evening. From Edita
Hi.
Ofiana. Hi Nicolene.
Hello.
Who else is watching?
Hi,
Love.
Krista from Thailand.
I'll flash
This is
some
so nice.
this one. This is in Thai.
It
I
says
can't
love
say it.
Nicolene. แบบสวย
Love
มากแม่
Nicolene.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ. She's like to say like so beautiful. If it's direct
Oh,
translation, says so beautiful, want to die.
Nicolene for Miss Universe Thailand crown.
Thank
Camhila is
you.
saying, future
Thank you.
Miss
Hi.
Universe Thailand.
Love from Philippines. Oh, hi. This is so
So
amazing.
I think this is the time from Kenneth Lagua Villanueva. I think this is
I
the
think
time
this.
Thailand. I think this is the time Thailand to have a Miss Universe crown again. Love from Himalayan City, Philippines.
Wow. Hello.
Wow.
Thank you.
How do you feel? How do you feel receiving all this love and support
Oh my
from
goodness.
your
It feels
fans?
amazing. Like ever since I started like this journey, people have been so kind to me since 2018. And for the past 4 years, people have always been like giving me encouragement or just like saying they like stick by me and they're still my fans to this day. So it makes me feel so grateful and it makes me feel very, very blessed to have these people who, love me. And like, I really, really appreciate that. So thank you, everybody.
It's as if they've really waited for you to come back.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I always get like the past for 3 years, let's say like around 2 to 3 years, everybody would come into my DMs and then they would be like, "Hey, like, are you gonna go back or are you thinking about it?" And they're like, "We're waiting for the day you go back." And I was telling them, I was just like, "Okay, if I'm ready, I'm definitely gonna go, but just right now, I'm at that time I wasn't ready yet because I wasn't finished with school yet. But now since I'm completely done graduating in a few months, everybody's like all on board with me, and then the whole team is ready to go, and so we're all like ready, like full steam ahead."
Yeah. So, you said that you're still finishing school right now. So, you know,
Yes,
as a as a
almost
beauty
done.
queen, as you're almost done, as an accomplished beauty queen, to be honest, you have achieved already so much for your country when you almost won Miss World 4 years ago. So I thought,
Mhm.
to be honest, you are already content with that achievement because Miss World is still a huge
Yes,
prestigious
yes,
pageant. So
it's a huge platform.
so I wonder what made you come back to try pageantry again.
Well, for me, it was the vision and the mission statement of Miss Universe that drew me to this pageant, and it made me want to come back because of the amazing platform and the voice that it gives you that you can give to all these people in the world. That's what inspired me to come back, and I feel very very, very moved by it, and I felt moved by it since I was a young girl. Therefore, I feel like I want to be one of those people that, can be an inspiration to others as well. That's why I wanted to come back and join again.
How do you know that how do you know that this is the year for you to make your big comeback?
Y- it was just a feeling as well as the timing of your life. I am finishing school and I I promised to my fans as well. It's like once I finish school, I promise I'm going to think about it, and if I think about it and the feeling is correct and I have that that drive, that passion again, I really want to like fully dedicate my time to it. I don't want to just do something, you know, halfway. So that's
Yeah.
how I felt. And it's just this feeling, Adam. I don't know, you would feel it too, like when you see something you want to do or you have a new passion project. And it's this feeling of like happiness or giddiness whenever you think about it and you talk about it. And for me, that was when I knew I was like, okay, then it's time to come back.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And
Yeah, yeah,
and it also helped that you took you took some time off from the pageantry world to focus on other things like school,
yes,
you know, because I
yeah,
feel like the long rest that you had in between your last pageant and now really, help you allow you to grow more, think a lot about
hmm
your life, made you more mature
definitely.
when it comes to thinking about a lot of things. Before we proceed, there are so many messages coming in the comment section, so I'll try to engage
Let's
some of them
see.
again. Um,
Yes.
Will Buhain is asking, "Are you full Thai? And can you introduce yourself to us?"
Oh, yes. Sorry. I did not even say it like my
Yeah,
full
I'm so sorry.
introduction.
I didn't let you
Sorry. I'm
do
so
it
sorry.
earlier.
Hi, everyone, and everyone who's coming in new to watch this fun show of ours. I'm Nicolene Limsnukan. I'm a contestant in the Miss Universe Thailand 2022. I am a Thai. I'm half Thai, and my father is Caucasian and Chinese. So what is that like? 25, 25, 25, 25, 50% Thai. And I'm from California. I was born and raised in California for 19, 20 years, and I just moved to Thailand 4 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's my
before moving
short
back to
background.
Thailand, you were already competing in pageants before. Like, you had these other
Yes.
pageant titles like Miss Teen Asia 2014. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. I've been
and
doing
then of
pageants
course,
since I was a little, like, 10-year-old maybe, or like 6 or 7. Back in California, we would have these Thai temples and they would have festivals, and it's the Songkran festival. I don't know if you've heard the water festival.
yes, every April,
So
right?
yes, yes. So they would have a pageant for like the kids and then like teens and grown-ups as well. And my mom would always put me into those small little pageants. So I would be walking around in my little Thai dress and competing since I was young.
So eventually you got the hang of it.
Yes, my mom has trained me for this. You can say that.
Oh, oh, see. So that's your background. And you are also
Yeah.
currently finishing your studies in University of
Yes.
Thai Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, business
Yes.
administration. So yeah,
Yes.
so
Administration.
why did you take up this course? Because you want to become an entrepreneur in the long run?
Yes, yes, yes. I always had an interest in entrepreneurship and starting a business. And I think when you get the basics of business, you understand a lot more about life and how things work. I mean, I know business has so much to do with our lives. Like, it doesn't matter if you start your own business or you work at a business or you just purchase things from a business. So much of it is in our life. Therefore, if you know the basics, you kind of know how things work in the world. And that has attributed a lot to my growth this past 4 years as well.
Nice. So what kind of business would you like to engage in after graduation or in the near future?
Right now I'm thinking about something regarding to do with the industry that I'm in. So, photography and things like that. I'm gonna start looking at how to, not how to, of course I know how to, looking at when to start that business. Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna be like opening up your own studio, and then
Yeah.
where you'll be employing your own set of photographers, creative team.
Yeah. Yeah. Something along the lines of that, and grow from there.
Ooh, that's nice. Something that you
Yeah.
are very familiar of, right? So let's go back
Yes, and
to
it's also something that I like. I think that's important as well. You do something that you love.
yeah. Now that I'm looking at you right now, I can see really
Yeah.
the difference between the last time I saw you and now that I am talking to you right now. And let's face it, Miss Nicolene, competing for the second time,
Hmm.
especially in a pageant like Miss Universe Thailand, requires someone to showcase growth or something different from a
Hmm.
candidate like you. So, what makes you different this time around? How different is the Nicolene that we have seen back in 2018 and yeah, in 2018 and the Nicolene now that we are seeing right now?
Well, obviously, for the past 4 years, I've been out of the pageant world. So I've been experiencing life and I've been working and I've grown so much. I feel like this new version of me is someone who is way more mature. I use a lot of logical thinking, critical analysis, all of that. I use so much more of that in my life now, and definitely a more grown up, more feminine version of myself than back in 2018.
Yeah. So now that you're joining again, how are you handling the pressure of living up to everyone's expectations to be your country's third Miss Universe title holder?
I think the expectations for me, I believe, like my fans, I feel like they believe in me. Therefore, like for me, it's just something that's more, it's like heartfelt, like inspiration that they are pushing me to be the best version of myself. And I'm actually very grateful for that because everyone is trying to help. They want me to be my best. And I think it's great actually. And I think dealing with pressure is more of a mindset. If you kind of put it into a positive way, the pressure won't bring you down. It'll rise you up. Yeah.
That's a very interesting take. Considering your enormous achievement during your previous pageant, you're looking at it as something that you could take inspiration from, rather
Yes,
than
yes,
rather than be scared of what lies
of
ahead.
course. Yeah. I mean, you can't let fear drive your life. That's that's something that's going to hold you back. And you have to just, you have to take that step. You have to take that jump. And you have to realize that, don't let anything that you feel afraid of hold you back. That's how I look at
Mhm.
life, and that's how I tackle all my challenges in life. No fear.
I love that. You're definitely a role model to all your fans out there, that
Thank you.
it's really okay to take risks in life,
Yes.
especially if it's calculated, especially if it's an endeavor that, or something that you are so passionate about, like beauty pageants. No, along with the pressure comes with the excitement of
Yes.
joining Miss Universe Thailand again.
Yes.
To be honest, the reason why I'm so giddy and
Yeah.
excited to do this interview, because I feel like you're Thailand's version of Catriona Gray and Andrea
Oh
Mesa,
my goodness. That is such a
Universe
huge
Thailand.
compliment. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
because the track record of girls from joining from Miss World
Yeah.
to Miss Universe is very good,
Yes. Yeah.
especially if you
And
look at
there
it in recent
they
times.
are absolutely, Catriona is absolutely an inspiration to me as well. When she competed in Thailand too, right? It was Thailand.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wasn't even able to make it, but I was watching from somewhere. I was watching online somewhere. I was just thinking in my head, like, if that was me one day, I wonder if that would be possible. And then now we're here today, and I look back on that every single time, and I'm like, she is such an inspiration, and I'm pretty sure she's probably one of the reasons why I came back as well.
Uh,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the comparison? Do you think this gives you, being a pageant veteran, being a crossover from Miss World, gives you an advantage over the other contestants here in Miss World? Oh,
I
in
don't think it
Miss
gives me
Universe Thailand, sorry.
yeah, I don't think it gives me an advantage. I believe it does make me different though, because I do have experience on an international stage. I think it's all fair because like once I'm in the competition, I think everyone starts at the same starting line. So I don't think I have extreme advantage over anybody, but I just do have some more experience under my belt.
Because let's face it, when girls like you join again, you all, I feel like, just from observing girls like you who have competed before, you
Yeah.
already have this stance or aura that you already know it all, that you have done it all. So since you have done it all, so you are already more confident, more into
Hmm.
it, already would know way better this time around. So that probably explains why, you know girls like you are being, clamored or probably favored to win the competition right now. And that's also one way to look at it, especially in terms of how you view defeat or
Yeah.
losing a contest. Because let's face it, technically you're the technically winning first runner up is like is still something that you didn't have the title to achieve. But then you brought so much pride and glory to your country. So there's a question here from a fan. How do you handle defeat?
How do I handle defeat? For me, I think I played sports since I was young, and I've been competing since I was young, and no matter it was like championships, state championships, many things. And for me, it's just when you lose or you don't achieve something, it doesn't mean you haven't learned anything. It doesn't mean you have no experience from it, but you can learn from that defeat. You can go and look into yourself, be a little more introspective and realize, okay, what did I do wrong, or where are my missteps, or what are they looking for that I don't have? And that's how you improve. So I think defeat, or like if you lose anything, I don't think you should use it as something that brings you down, but you should learn from it. I think that's the most important part, is that look at yourself, look within you, see what you can improve and work on that. And if you want to do it again, or you want to do something different in life, you choose your own path next. Yeah.
That's one way to look at it. That's really one way to look at it. So
Yeah.
since you've been talking about it, how you handled your success, or if people will be negative about it, your defeat in your previous pageant. So what is one thing that you have learned from your previous pageant that you are now applying here in Miss Universe Thailand?
I learned to be, obviously, I learned to be more in situations of pressure, or in situations I that kind of make you nervous. What I learned is how you react to a situation. And I've learned something that's very important, is how you react to a situation is more important than how do you respond to a situation. And someone taught me this, and it was just very, very interesting. Now that I look back onto my past pageant experience, how I react to situations, back then I tend to see it as pressure, and I feel very nervous, and I get very, what is it? I want to say wiggly, but there's no other word for it other than wiggly. But I get very fidgety. But now, and I would like literally just sit here and move my hands. And I think now I've learned to deal with that nervousness, and I've learned to calm myself down. And the way I react to situations now is that I look at it from a outsider's perspective, and then it calms you down. It makes the situation so much smaller, and how you respond to it is completely different now. And I think it comes with maturing as well. So if anybody out there sees a situation and they feel like they can't tackle it, or if it's too big, look at it from an outside perspective, and you can grow from it. I promise. You look at the situation and you can solve it. Just make sure you like distance yourself from it and see it from a different perspective. I think that's what I learned, and it's
You know,
helped me
if
so much.
Yeah, if I relate your answer to how you have performed in your previous pageant, I feel like
Yeah.
people should not see it as a weakness,
Hmm.
but more like as part of your charm.
Yeah.
That's why you almost won your contest 4 years ago. Because in your previous pageants that you joined, they seem to prefer girls who are very laid back,
Yeah.
who really doesn't take the competition too seriously, who
Yes.
just
Yes.
they really prefer girls like now that I'm talking to you, they like girls who are just very simple,
Yeah.
natural, and easy
Yes.
to deal with. So when you say
Yeah.
that earlier that you were fidgety, wiggly, I think it was part of your charm.
Hmm.
It was part
I
of
was
your charm.
young. It
That's
was
why
it
they
was
like you. They like you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. I think it was it's always going to be a part of me. I mean, everybody gets nervous and has like their little moments of anxiety, and I think as you grow, you learn how to deal with it more. It doesn't go away. I still get nervous. I still get like excited, or I still get scared sometimes in situations. But now that I'm grown, it's how I deal with it. How can I
Yeah,
keep this emotion? Yeah.
to be honest, being scared or nervous before performing on stage is just really normal. It's really okay.
Yes, it's
I
the
think what
adrenaline. It's chemically
yeah,
in your body. Yeah. So
what's
don't
not
feel like
normal
it's
is you
bad.
don't start feeling nervous at
Yes, that's not normal.
right. Yeah,
Because then
when
you're
you
not
start feeling
you don't have the passion
overconfident.
for it. Yeah,
Exactly.
you don't have the passion for it. You don't have the drive. You just kind of are just there. I,
Exactly.
yeah.
So so when you finally showed up in your swim during
Yes.
the audition round earlier, which we
Hmm.
all were able to watch at True ID
Yes.
earlier
Make
tonight,
sure you
how
get the
was the
app because
feeling
you
like?
can watch it all over the world now.
Yay, fine. Yeah, I watched it earlier. So how was it like uh,
Um,
parading in your swim in front of the judges all over again?
all over again. I It really took me back to old times. It because I've been away from pageantry for 2, 3 years, and once I got back into it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the excitement of pageantry." It's something that, you don't get every day, of course. Not every day do you get up in your swimsuit and start parading around for someone. It takes a major amount of confidence. And props to all the women who did it that day. It was like 60 women who were out there, showing
Oh,
their body, showing their hard work. And, it takes a lot of confidence. It takes a lot of, yeah, it's just a lot of bravery. And so props to everyone. And for me, I was just really excited and was very nostalgic, I guess.
yeah. So do you still when you show up to an audition like that, apart
Hmm.
do you still get insecure, or are you more secure now about yourself knowing that, you're already established as a beauty queen?
I was feeling quite confident because obviously, I mean, I've done it before. That also helps with the confidence, but I don't think it's something that I I'm like insecure where the insecurities come out. I think for me, I'm quite secure in who I am and in the woman I am today. So I just felt like, okay, this is me. Here you go. I'm like, hello, judges. This is me. This is Nicolene in this
I'm
like
back.
23-year-old version. Yeah, I'm back. I was kind of just like, hey guys, I'm here again.
So what did they tell you? Because you guys were speaking in Thai. I did not understand.
We were just talking about just the same questions as you actually, like, oh, why did you come back? Why? And like I said, I really believe in the vision of Miss Universe. I really believe in the message and the power it holds. And so that's why I came back. And they were just asking, like, okay, so what makes you different from your other competitors? And just typical questions in there.
Yeah, now that you mentioned about Miss Universe, how do you feel about their new change of slogan or tagline starting this year? They switch
As
it up
beautifully
from
confident.
confidently beautiful to beautifully confident.
I
How
think
do
the
you
message, how I felt about it, I was really interested because uh, I felt really, I felt really called to it. It felt really empowering to me. Beautifully confident. It's just like your beauty is in your confidence. That's what makes you beautiful. As long as you're confident, nothing can ever take you down. And for me, that's so powerful. It's such a beautiful message. And it just
is
made
there
me really interested. Everybody was answering like, how do they feel about this? What does it mean to you? And it's really amazing how women interpret it.
Yeah, because do you think the reason why Miss Universe is probably doing this is probably of their huge conscious effort, especially in the US scene, in the US realm of things,
Hmm.
especially you see, especially with a background that you're familiar with, do you think
Mhm.
they're doing this because they're very conscious of being politically correct nowadays?
I think partially yes, but I think that is good in my opinion because I think because the world is changing so fast these days, and I think we must adapt to all situations, and we have to be aware that everyone in the world is different and they're unique, and there is no standard of beauty that we need to hold to. And I think the Miss Universe pageant is a great, great example of that. There's so many different types of beautiful, and all of that stems from being confident. And I think that's the message that since they changed the slogan this year, I think so many more women are going to be inspired and moved by this message.
I'm sure you're doing your own research about Miss Universe. So, since they've changed the slogan, you've given your own take about it. And probably you must have watched a multiple editions of the pageant. So,
Yeah.
what do you think they are looking for in a winner right now, based upon your assessment so far?
From what I see, this is purely my opinion. I think that they're looking for a woman who is, confident in themselves, obviously, but also secure in who they are. They're not here to change themselves for other people or change themselves to fit someone else's standard. You're secure in who you are, and you're not afraid to say what you think and stand up for yourself. And I think that is a modern woman. They're looking for the modern woman.
Why do you think women now, why do you think pageants tend to be partial to women now who tend to represent something to the
Mhm.
table? I mean, back then, 10 years ago, pageants weren't like this. But now you see that they have been evolving. I don't
Yes,
know if
yes.
probably if it has something to do with staying to become relevant, especially at this time of the pandemic. So, as a very accomplished beauty queen in a country who is as enthusiastic as our country, what are your thoughts about this?
Um, I I think the whole Miss Universe pageant, I think that they're not changing, but they're adapting with times, like I said, and it's a good thing. It's good that they're not keeping the same vision or the same standard they were years ago. Because, like I said, now it's so important to choose someone who can represent something or some type or a certain amount of people. That's so important because we want to see more representation. We want to see more representation on the big screen in media. We want to see someone who is like me or like you, and it makes you feel okay. I'm not alone. I'm not the only person in the world who feels this way or looks this way or does things a certain way. We want to see that representation. So I think the type of women they choose for Miss Universes, it's very telling of that.
And probably it has something to do with the fact that, you know, girl Miss Universe wants to appeal to all genders, to
Yes.
appeal to all women across
Yes,
all the
yes.
across board. Yeah, right. Across
Yeah,
all
we
ages, whatever
across all
economic
yeah,
situation.
exactly. We want to see that representation. We want to see that because it builds strength, and it's something that us humans need. We need to see we're social creatures, right? We need to see something that, okay, we can hold to this or we can use this to inspire ourselves and it can move us. We're quite emotional creatures as well. So when you see someone like that on stage that looks like you or talks like you or has the same opinions as you feel driven, you feel inspired. And that's just
Exactly.
it's such a moving platform as well.
So I have a question. If let's say I'm an aspiring beauty queen, I have the
Hmm.
looks, I look
Yeah.
physically good, but I don't have an advocacy. I don't
Hmm.
have something that I don't have an endeavor that I'm so passionately engaged in.
Hmm.
So would you suggest that she takes up an advocacy for the sake of joining a pageant, or do you think she should still pursue her pageant dream without really thinking so much about the advocacy? Do you know where I'm coming from? Because I think the reason
Yeah,
why
I know where you're coming from.
the
Yes.
whole this whole advocacy thing is making pageants like Miss Universe relevant. What's your take on this?
For me, advocacy is so important because I started a foundation that advocates for people with autism. So for me, advocacy is so important, and speaking for those who can't is very important to me. So I might be a little biased when I say advocacy is important, but if that woman who, or in this case, it's you, if that
Yeah,
person wants to be on stage and their passion is pageantry, I think that that's not wrong to advocate about pageantry either. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
I don't think if everyone has a passion, they just have to find it. And if that woman is passionate about competing in pageants, maybe she can advocate about that. It
exactly.
would be an option. But for me, I think advocacy is super important because there are so many people who are marginalized in our world, and it's something that we need to work on heavily as a society. And I think I would want to be the voice and the leading voice on that.
So what would you be, since being there already, you've already established yourself as a successful beauty queen in your country. What can you give young girls? What advice can you give young girls, especially when joining pageants like
Hmm.
Miss Universe Thailand? What do they have to focus on first before before they get into a lot of things?
Focus on yourself. You find who you are first. That's the most important, because when you get into pageantry, you see a lot of people are gonna tell you what you need to be and what you need to do, but don't let that sway you as long as you stand strong in who you are and you know
Yeah,
your opinions, you know your thoughts, you're secure in the woman you are. I think that's, for me, that's the biggest advice I can give anyone. And advice like smaller things is just, if you want to do it, and don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid to come. Like, I came back, of course. And
yeah,
obviously it's not something that's easy. And a lot of people have their opinions on me and saying like, don't come back. Why are you coming back? You're throwing your title away. And to that I just say, I'm not afraid. I have the courage to come back here. And for me, that is already such a big step in my life. So my biggest advice is know who you are and have no fear.
oh, that's a really great advice. At 23, how old are you? 23. You
23,
know,
yes.
yeah, you have really accomplished so much and are taking huge risks. And for sure, one day, once you have your grandchildren, you'll be able to tell all these stories to them that, your grandmother, when she
Your
was young,
grandmother used to be
decided to
gorgeous.
take, yeah.
They're
Let's read some of,
not gonna believe me. They're gonna be like, this wrinkly lady.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but you know what? Since the start of this interview, what I have loved so much about you is that you really have stuck to your core. You're still the same Nicolene that we have fallen in love with way back in 2018, but only this time more confident, more mature,
Yeah.
more not necessarily hungrier, but more passionate about life. In
Yes.
fact,
Yes.
it also extends to your advocacy, like what we have been talking earlier. You are still retaining your advocacy, the
Yes.
same
Yes.
advocacy that you took for your during your previous pageant now to Miss Universe Thailand. So it
Yeah.
really says something about taking up an advocacy that is really close to your heart, which is autism in
Yes.
your case, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, because my brother as well, my brother is autistic. So for me, it's such a close, issue that I've experienced, and especially I've been in both America and in Thailand, and I see many issues that people who have autism face. And for me, I'm just wondering, like, why is no one speaking for them? And for me, like, I love my brother, and the reason I started Love for All was because I love him so much, and I want him to have an amazing life. And I know that many people in the world are very concerned for their children and how they're going to live in society. But I want this platform and this advocacy to know that there's a place for everyone in this world, no matter where you are, where you're born, how you are, how you look, there's a place for you. And for me, it's so important. That's why it's love for all. Everyone deserves love, everyone deserves opportunities. And for me, this is what Love for All does. It gives opportunity. And
Yeah.
it's just so close to your heart, my heart. So I always like advocate about it, and it's so important to me. It's so big to me.
Yeah. So how has your brother been an inspiration to you
Oh my
throughout
goodness.
all your pageant journey? Yeah, because it feels like
he
he's the anchor and strength of your pageant journey.
he is my
Uh,
strength, honestly. He is my strength. He is honestly my everything. He taught me so much ever since I was young. He taught me patience, he taught me kindness, he taught me forgiveness. And that's something that I'm so grateful for because I use it in my everyday life. And he pushes me to be such a the person I am today. He inspires me, and I know that many families have someone in everybody has someone in their life like this as well. And I feel super lucky. And right now he's 19, almost 20, and he has a job. He is working 3 4 days a week. He gets his monthly paycheck. He's going to school. He's going to not exactly a college, but it's like an occupational college, a vocational school. So he is living, I would say, a normal life, if I because I for lack of other words. Um, he he is such an inspiration to me, and I want everybody to have that type of life that he has too. I want everyone to have the confidence that he has, to know that, oh, okay, society is welcoming to me. I have a
yeah.
place. I have a place in this world, and I think everybody wants to feel that.
Yeah, exactly. And you've been
So it's
doing your
just, yeah,
you
I
have
just
been
want
doing
this to do that for people.
yeah, it really comes, having this advocacy, founding your own foundation feels like some second skin to you. You really
Yeah.
breathe it. You
That,
really you just everything, especially when you talk about it, everything just flows naturally.
yeah.
So I don't want to ask what concrete steps have you done with your advocacy, but I've been admiring at the charity work that you have been doing. This one, I check out your Instagram account,
Yeah.
the love for all Instagram account. So
Yeah.
you have been doing book drives,
Yes.
and by soliciting donations from people and giving them to young
To different
children.
foundations, and different foundations and schools and children who, I think, like, for me, I love reading, and when I was a young girl, I would go under the covers and have my flashlight and read my book, and it would teleport me to a different world. I would read Harry Potter, and all of a suddenly I was in Hogwarts. So for me,
Yeah, it can really
it's
stimulate your imagination. Yeah.
yes, and it's something like, as a child, I was so happy when I would be able to go to Barnes and Noble and buy a new book. But that's because I was privileged, right? To be honest, my mom was able to afford books for me. And I want people who are young, and I want children to know that, yeah, I want them to have the feeling I had. And I know that it's not possible for everyone to go out there and buy a new book or get an ebook or use their phone to read little, like, excerpts from books. So I wanted um, this World Readers instead of World Leaders campaign to be able to touch many children and, expand their imagination. I think it's something that shaped me when I was young. I would love reading, and it made me super happy, and I want many children to get that feeling as well.
To reading books
Yeah.
can really change or help shape
Yes.
someone's outlook in life, especially if you start them young. So, you know,
Yes.
I'm very glad that you're very, very active with all your advocacies and passions and interests on social media. And I was just wondering, you know, especially if a, if aspiring beauty queens will take a page or two about your experience in handling things when it comes to pageants. How can a girl, do you think, how can a girl who is not into social media be a strong candidate in Miss Universe? Because let's face it, you really have a strong social media presence right now. So
Hmm.
do you carefully plan your post every now and then just to make everything look so curated? Especially now that you're competing again.
I don't plan it out like with like a roadmap or anything. That's a little like too fancy for me, but I do make sure I post things that show who I am. That's what's it social media. I understand that sometimes you get this facade of how things are, and you see this facade of perfection. In my Instagram, I try to keep things as real as I can, and I am honest when I say like, okay, this photo is. If anyone asks like, is this photo photoshopped? And it is, I will say yes. I'm like, yes, it's Photoshop. This is not real. And I think that's important because we run our lives these days without we can't live without social media pretty much. It's in everybody's lives. And for me, it's so important to show young girls that this social media, although very important and very useful, a lot of it is just the highlights of someone's life.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
not it's
represent
not
the
someone's
entirety of your
entire
life.
life. Yes. I post pictures, of course, of me like being all glammed up, but that's like 10-15% of my
Percent.
life. So it's you got to be honest. And I think honesty right now is what people are drawn to. Realness is what they're drawn to. So for me, like if they would choose a Miss Universe Thailand or a Miss Universe, they would choose from your authenticity and how you show that through your social media.
I'm glad that you have a mindset about it. You know, it really comes with maturity. So, how do you handle constructive criticism? How do you
Constructive
differentiate
criticism,
constructive criticism from bashing? Especially
I
that you're now more prone to it as you're exposing yourself
yeah,
as a candidate again in Miss Universe Thailand.
I I take constructive criticism and I take it very seriously because I know that people who give me constructive criticism, they have well intentions. And so I look at it as what is your intention for me? Is your intention for me to be the best version of myself or improve this, improve that? That's the constructive criticism I take. If there's criticism or bashing online or in person, wherever, and I can see that their intention is not good and they just call it constructive criticism, I just wash that out. I'm like, no, thank you. Pass on to the next thing, please. And
Yeah,
I
do
think
you?
that's just how you have to go through life. If people you got to look at people's intentions. If people have good intentions for you, you keep them in your life,
Yeah, just
right?
know the core people that you really have to listen to,
Yes,
just to
yes.
filter out the noise.
The people you love and they who want the best for you, they will give you constructive criticism. And if you ask for it, they will give you advice as well. So
So
listen to those people.
do you spend more time? I mean, I'm curious to ask with
Mhm.
with girls like you, do you try to read some of the messages on your comment section?
I do. I do read the messages in my comments section, but I do have a time limit on it. I will post a picture and I will read the comments within the first hour or so. But after
Uh-huh.
hour two, three, four, if there starts to be something like, bashing or a few little comments here that are quite negative, I tend to not see them after the first second hour. Or I mean
Mhm.
after the second hour. Yeah, and I tend to just not
And
look at them.
so, what if you see something negative within during the first hour that you're reading all these comments? Do you really
Yes.
let them affect you, or you just brush them off?
I brush them off. For me, it's just water off a duck's back, water off a duck's back. You really have to put yourself in that mindset. And I think with all the pageantry I've competed in, it's something that I've been trained to do. But I know a lot of can I call them newbies? A lot of
Yeah,
yeah, newbies. They don't know how to uh push that stuff away. And I
yeah,
think that's something you have to learn. It comes with experience, and you really have to learn to just like push it away or not look at it. Or when you read it, don't let it affect you. It's not
exactly.
easy. It's not easy. I'm not saying this, it's easy for me to say, but I'm
Yeah,
telling you, it's not easy. You got to
the
train your
reason
mind. You got to train your
you
mindset.
exactly. I think you really have to be mature enough to handle things. You really have to be
Yes.
focused on your phone. If you can possibly do, hire a social media manager for you to do it so that he'll be the one to filter all the
Yeah,
negative
yeah.
stuff on your comment section. The reason why I'm asking this, we're down to my last few questions. We're almost talking for
Yeah.
an hour and I need to wrap this up. So I probably might be busy. You might be doing something else later. The reason I asked those questions was because let's face it, last year Anne Scott Kennis really had a hard time dealing with her bashers and
Hmm.
fans, especially
Hmm.
after not making it to the semis of Miss Universe. So there's
Hmm.
just so much pressure for the next delegate of Miss Universe Thailand to really perform well in the upcoming
Yeah.
Miss Universe competition.
Hmm.
So Will Buhain is asking here, will you be the one to bring back Thailand to the semis
Well,
again?
if I do get the opportunity to be Miss Universe Thailand, I think you can be confident in me, and I obviously will do everything in my ability to bring it back.
Yeah, yeah. If they want to choose, if they want to choose you, they're definitely banking on your experience and
Yeah.
caliber. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's another question here. If you win Miss Universe Thailand and represent Thailand in Miss Universe in the someday, who is the first delegate that you want to meet? Have you been keeping tabs of the countries who have already selected their reps for the upcoming Miss Universe?
I've
This
been
is like
seeing them here and there, but obviously, I would want to meet Philippines, right?
really
Because there's, yes,
Leste.
of course. Because for me, it's not that many countries that are so dedicated to pageantry. And something about the Philippines and the pageant girls that come out, they're like they're like amazing. They're like so qualified, they're so gorgeous, so like talented. Obviously, I'm gonna want to meet Miss Philippines, and I
For
really
sure.
want to like I
Yeah.
another country. Oh, I just went past it the other day, but it just left my brain. I'm so sorry. And oh,
All right.
Miss
No
USA
worries.
is competing as well. So I'm
Yeah, but
waiting to see like who's gonna win, come out as Miss USA, and that's exciting too.
yeah, because Thailand and USA are always right next to each other during roll
Yes,
call because of the
yes,
alphabetical
yes.
order. So yeah.
That's
So
exactly why.
and yeah.
I'm gonna be
So
like, who's gonna be like next to me?
yeah. Navid is we're down to my last few questions. Navid is also asking, is wishing that India. How about Harnas crowning you this year? Have you,
Wow, I would be honored, obviously. Um, I think it's so funny that we're like already envisioning Miss
yeah,
Universe, and
thanks.
I'm still a
Because that's how
contestant in
much
Miss
they
Universe Thailand.
that's how much they love you so much. And the track record, I'm telling you, the track record of girls joining from Miss
Yeah,
World, crossing over to Miss Universe is really good.
yeah.
Michelle McLean, Catriona Gray, and the most recent one, Andrea Meza.
Andrea, yeah.
Yeah, if you think about it,
Everybody's
if you
like
really
pushing me
think,
already to like Miss Universe, so thank you. Thank you for believing in me. It really means a
and
lot.
you're taking and now you're really taking the first step in fulfilling that dream, not just for yourself, but for your entire country. So on that
Yeah,
note, thank you so much for allowing me to
thank
interview. I really
you.
had a
I'm
pleasure
glad.
reconnecting with you. So can you give a message to all your followers and supporters rooting for you to be the
Well,
next Miss
first,
Universe Thailand?
First
Thailand.
off, I just want to say thank you, obviously, to everyone who has been with me since 2018. And I want to say thank you to everyone who is new to, don't want to say fan club, but who's joining me in on this journey. I appreciate you very much. I'm very, very grateful. And hopefully we can, make it to that goal together, to that finish line. And my message to you is please be, confident in yourself, believe in yourself, and know that every single day is a new beginning. And if you push to make every day a good day, just to make it a good day, that's already the biggest step you can take. So just keep that in mind. And that's what I tell myself every day in this pageant, is that every day is a new day. And every day I'm going to try my best in that day. And your best could be different every day as well. So just that's what I tell myself. And I just wanted to spread that message to all you guys as well.
You
Thank
know,
you.
when you speak, you are so authentic.
Thank
You,
you.
it, I can't explain it.
Thank
There's,
you.
we can really feel every word that you're saying. And I think that's the
Yeah.
case. And
Thank you.
and I think every organizer, whether Miss Universe Thailand or in the future Miss Universe organization, will really love that because you're very humble. They really like, I'm telling they really like, they will really like girls like you who are very humble, nice, kind, and very easy to work with. So, oh,
Yeah.
girl, this ends it. So before we
Thank
end,
you.
can you answer just this, classic question? You
Yes.
know, why should you be the next Miss Universe Thailand?
Well, in my opinion, the reason I should be the next Miss Universe Thailand is I am fully confident in who I am, and I'm ready to empower other women as well. I want women, the everyday woman, to learn that achieving your goals or having a goal in your heart, that's what's going to drive you in life. And that's how I'm leading by example. The goals in my life is what drives me, it's what makes me passionate about the things I do. Therefore, I use that passion, and that's how I believe that I will be able to be Miss Universe Thailand, that you guys can all, enjoy. Thank you.
Uh, on that note, thank you so much, Nicolene. There's
Thank
no
you.
words that you will really do well in the upcoming competition just by
Thank you.
how you have been showcasing your authentic self to all of us, whether here in the Philippines or in your home country, Thailand, or around the world. I'm a lot of
Yeah.
your fans are really rooting for you to become the next Miss
Thank
Universe
you.
Thailand. So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Miss Watana, thank you so much for making this interview possible. Thank you so much. I just thought that this interview will no longer be possible considering your hectic schedule, but thank you so much for
Yes.
making your time and effort in doing this. I really, really appreciate it. And good luck
Thank
on your
you.
upcoming journey. It's going to be 1 month
Thank
from
you.
now, so all eyes will be on you definitely as you take on the crown very, very soon. So there you
Thank
go, guys.
you.
Thank you so much. I had fun chatting with Nicolene, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I really had a blast listening to you. You're so authentic. They're all saying this, and just uh, for them to show their love to you. You can clearly see that she is a queen, but with a heart. Someone is saying here, we love you so much,
Yeah.
Nicolene. Yeah. Is she competing? Go. Is she competing? Give her the crown now. We love Nicolene. Love you, Nicolene. Thank you so much, dear. And thank you
Love
so
you
much,
too.
Nicolene. Thank you so much. And good luck on your
ขอบคุณนะคะ
upcoming
Thank you
journey.
so much.
I will be intensely following you here on Miss
ขอบคุ
Universe
ณค่ะ
Thailand. So yeah, go
Thank
get the
you.
crown.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
All right.
Thank you
And
everyone
send my
who's in
regards
here
to Watana
watching.
there and everyone there in Thailand. I really miss you guys. I wish I could watch the pageant live there as what I have been doing pre-pandemic, but there's so many things I have to do right now. But thank you so much. I hope to come back there again
Thank
in the near
you.
future.
Yes, we have to meet up if you come back.
Yes, we have to. But
Yeah.
hopefully with the crown on top of your head that time
Oh,
around.
yeah. ขอบคุณค่ะ
All right. Take care, Nicolene, and thank you so
Thank
much. God bless
you.
you.
Thank you. All right.
Flying
Bye-bye,
kisses, flying
everyone.
kisses all the way from my office here in Manila. Mua. Take
I'm receiving
care.
them from Manila. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Bye.
staying.